Alright, section 4.8. We're going to solve quadratic equations by using the quadratic formula. Now, most of you guys already probably know this. That's great. Let's do a little refresher course. Alright, there's a little bit more to this section than just this. Okay? So, quadratic formula. If you actually complete the square, remember completing the square, we take an equation and we complete the square on it. If you complete the square on this general equation, I know this is probably hard to notice, but if you actually divide everything by a and then did all the work to find to complete the square, you would actually come up with that's actually how this is formed. If you complete the square on this general thing, so you guys should know x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over, that's a problem for some people, all over 2a. Alright? So, memorize this if you haven't already memorized it. So, do that. Okay, we're going to use that today to solve equations. So, how do you know how to solve right now? You know how to factor and then solve using factoring. You know how to complete the square. And now you know quadratic formula. This one will always work, complete the square. Quadratic formula will always work to solve. Factoring, that doesn't always work. So if it doesn't, then you complete the square or quadratic formula, depending on what I ask you for. Okay? Number 2, that's quadratic formula, like we said. Number 3, all we have to do is identify what is A, what is B, and what is C, and then substitute those in the formula. So that's based on this. It has to be in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c. If it's not in standard form, you don't know how to get, or you can't have a, b, and c. So make it equal to 0. So find a, find b, find c, and then plug it into here. Yes, if it's minus, then you use a minus in here, so on and so on. So be careful with the minus signs, or you will lose points. Okay, let's start on example 1. Example 1, solve this using the quadratic formula. Well, first step, make it equal to 0, already done. Then we can say, alright, A is equal to, in this case, 2. B is equal to, well, bx, so positive 7. And C is equal to, now this is where people go wrong, it's negative 11, not 11. So negative 11. Let's put that in our formula. Memorize it, negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Let's just substitute it in. Negative b. So negative of b is 7, but if that was negative, it'd be positive, but it's not. Plus or minus square root of b squared. So always use parentheses, guys. I'm telling you, what if that was negative and you didn't use parentheses? You'd get a wrong answer. So please just, if you're not sure, just use parentheses. B squared minus 4 parentheses a, which is 2, parentheses c, which is negative 11. Close up the parentheses and all over 2 times a, which is 2. There's the setup. That's what I want to see. And then I wouldn't type this in my calculator like this. One, you're going to probably get a decimal, and I don't want decimals. I want exact answers. 2, it's just way too much to type in without losing parentheses somewhere. So what I do is I just go underneath the root here and I simplify all this. I type this in my calculator. 7 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 11, if you have to. Some of you can do it in your head here. So you got negative 7 plus or minus. I do what's underneath the square root. That's the best way to go. So you get what? 40, we'll do the work up here. 49 is 7 squared minus 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times negative 1, so I see a minus and a negative, that'll be plus here. Plus 8 times 11 is 88, which is equal to 49 and 88 is 157? No, 147. Alright, so, oh man, I did it wrong again. 50 and 80 is 130. So, yeah, 137. Sorry about that. Mental math breakdown right there. 137 all over 2 times 2 is 4. Now I look at this and say, can I simplify this? If not, basically we have two answers. You could split it up if you want to, but basically this means negative 7 plus square root of 137 over 4, and negative 7 minus square root of 137 over 4. Put those in brackets, it's not a coordinate, okay? 1, 2 answers here. Alright, so that's it. We can't simplify it. I don't think we can simplify 137, but try to break it down. If you had square root of 150, oh yeah, that breaks down. Okay, if you don't break this down, then you will lose points as well. So always break roots down. Okay, that's it for using the quadratic formula. Just figure out A, B, and C, plug it in, just do it a couple times, and you're set.